we're going to be doing on life lessons for change. That the angels and archangels and the guides and the other multidimensional beings that come to me and articulate messages through me are with us all the time. And they're going to be giving lessons through me specifically for us on how we can begin to make some changes, how we can fundamentally grow and evolve ourselves individually as a species collectively. I'm going to wait a couple of minutes for people to come on, and we'll go from there. But what they had asked me to do was for every day from 10 a.m. to about 10:15, 10:20, just to come forward and offer a simple set of inspirational ideas and information to empower you to change your life, to renew your life, to end your suffering, which is what today is about. Specifically, I said today was about ending suffering. And I find that a very important life lesson, is to be able to end suffering. So we're just going to wait a couple more minutes for people to come on, and we'll get started. Hi, Drusilla. Hi, Sophie. Hi, Giovanna. Hi, Shekinah. Hi, Patricia. I'm really excited about this, by the way. The next 3 weeks are going to be just mind-blowing for all of us, because I mean, the stuff, we had these beings come through this morning talking about creation, and how simple and easy it is, how we get trapped and locked into, we get stuck in our own creation, and we think it's something that somebody else created, and which is why I think they're talking about ending suffering as the starting point. And when they said that we were going to talk about ending suffering today, it's fascinating that we can actually end our suffering, not just individually, but our entire species. They say we are collaborating. We are collaborating in suffering, and we are collaborating in joy. But we think that those things that we experience are being imposed on us, that something out there makes us happy or something out there makes us sad. And this is not the truth. This is not the truth for any of you. Yeah. And the truth is that it is you that holds on to the suffering. And when you release it from yourself and you sustain your release from suffering. And we will discuss this a little bit more, how you release your suffering. There are very simple ways to release your suffering. And we will get into this. Thank you, guys. Patrick, Lashandra, Bezalel, hi. Hi, Gina. Good to see you. Luke. Yeah, so suffering. They say there are different levels of suffering, but they are all rooted in the same principle, which is an idea. There is an idea of joy. There's an idea of suffering. It is in the realm of ideas that everything you see in this world, everything you experience in the physicality of your very body, your very flesh, are the ideas with the energy of your very being imbued into it with certain qualities. When I ask them what do they mean by that, they say those qualities are just is the Hello, 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 hello. We lost the connection for a moment there. Can are you able to still hear me and see me? It's okay. Let's see here. It says we are on. Can somebody make a comment as to whether or not they are on? I find that very fascinating. They're telling me right now that the reason that signal got interrupted is because there are those in this world. They're saying to me the reason this got interrupted is that there are those in this world that wish you to suffer. There are those in this world that gain greatly from your suffering. And we are here to help you to end your suffering, and those who would benefit from it shall benefit no more from it. It is important you understand the simplicity of releasing yourself from suffering. Suffering is a judgment that you put upon your world, in your thoughts. You harbor them in your body. The minute you go through the process of stepping back from your conditions of this world, the conditions of your body, and begin to examine what is going on, you can easily identify where there is suffering. But you must first identify it within your own self as this form, the flesh. For you embody all of your judgments in your flesh. And what you embody in your flesh, you have embodied in this world. And we will not be hindered or held back from communicating what we came here to communicate to you. There is no technology, no group or organization that can hinder the truth from being dispensed to those who are ready to receive it. We want to focus more on the immediacy of suffering that you call suffering for your life, not the suffering that you see in the form of wars or in the form of starvation or in the form of poverty. Those are simply symptomatic of the micro elements of suffering that you hold within your heart. To eliminate your own suffering will reveal to your mind the ways to begin to eliminate suffering for others. But until you eliminate that from yourself, how can you eliminate that for others? That would make you a hypocrite. You must relieve yourself of your suffering. And we know many of you who have done this in recent weeks, in recent months, that have relieved your suffering. And it is simple to know when you experience suffering anywhere in your body. You want to find the underlying beliefs or ideas contained therein and release them. I want to add to this too, because this is what they're saying. I'll just tell you what they had us do over the weekend, and my wife Norma, a beautiful woman, I love her with all my heart, and she's been going through a real amazing process the last 4 or 5 weeks. But I'm not at liberty to discuss that. That's her story, and I'll let her to share that process. But in her process, they have shown us, they've guided her what it is she needs to do to end suffering. And we've literally watched a miracle happen in the last few days. And the process that they gave us for this miracle is very, very simple and an easy thing to implement in your life. The first thing that they said was to identify if you've got an ache or a pain in your body. Yes, I will. To identify an ache or pain in your body and realize that the pains or aches that you have in your body are there because of an idea, a belief on your part that you hold on to. They said that you can identify the ache and then go beneath the discomfort. They said to go beneath the discomfort of the ache in the body. And it is beneath the discomfort you will find an emotion. And they said once you find the emotion, it is usually a negative one to cause suffering. It's always negative. They said when you find that emotion, you are to breathe it out of your body. And what they instructed us to do, was when we identify the emotion, or that the emotion under the pain, wherever that pain is, arms, legs, head. They said, find the emotion underneath, breathe the emotion out of that part of the body, so you, and then exhale it out of the body. And they said you do that 3 to 4 times. And they said to pay attention after each time you do a release, to be aware of the change in the symptomology of the condition in the body. And I got to tell you, what I've watched Norma go through the last few days has just been, right? And I've seen this in students in our classes and stuff that have gone through stuff like this. Yes. So the other element to this, they say, the other elements to ending your suffering are practical. And they said it's important to consider, what do you eat? How do you rest? How do you take your body out to play? Your body's an animal, they tell us. Your body's an animal. It needs to be given exercise and activity. You do this for your animals all the time. You must do the same for your body. Exercise, proper water. Very few people know that you should be drinking, 6 to 8 liters of water a day is what you should naturally consume for your body. Especially if you're using your mind a lot, if you're highly active, you need to stay hydrated. But especially if the brain uses more energy than any other organ in the body, and you want to make certain if you don't get dehydrated, because then the functionality of the brain will supersede functionality of the organs. So you want to make certain that you're properly hydrated, so everything is running smooth and easy. In the process, though, of recognizing nutrition, exercise, of proper food, those fundamental pillars are for your body. They're not for you. They're for your body. Your body needs those, right? And you need your body to create hair, right? They're saying your body is a creation of your making. There is no coincidence that you're in the body that you're in. It is of your own making, and you must understand this. When you realize that it is of your own making, then you can take responsibility for it. But many of you, when you feel pain or suffering, you feel powerless to do anything now, forgetting that you created the conditions in the world that brought that condition about. Whether it be an accident or event or circumstances, this is an effect of the emotional conditions that you set up in time, space, and matter, including this condition you call viruses and diseases. They are emotional conditions set up by the creative process, by you as individuals and as a collective whole. Please understand this. But it requires that each of you individually be willing to release the suffering, the fear, the guilt, the shame, the doubt, the anger, all of those children of fear. Be willing to release them from your life so that love may replace them. Love does not need to be restored, for it is always present. But when fear is released, love will be there. It is simple. You will feel this if you do the process that we taught this one. Please be willing to do this. The greater problems of the world today will have their resolution as individuals take responsibility for their own conditions and the responsibility for changing them. Too many of you are caught up in waiting for somebody else to change your life for you, or for something to happen for you. And it is happening for you at all times. It's just that many of the things that are happening for so many of you seem to be bad, but this is only because you've got emotional preconditions brought into your body by your judgment that sets these things up in your condition. This is the lesson for today. This is what we bring you today. And each day we shall come before you for the next 3 weeks as the changes unfold in your world, as the wonder and magic of consciousness that is you comes to life, comes to love, comes to self-expression as it is intended to be. You shall find much delight in your being, as there always is anyway. Okay, they're going to take a couple of questions. Oh, hi, look at all these guys here. That interruption was amazing. They told me right away what happened. Wow. Hi, everybody. A lot of questions. Wow. What an amazing response from everybody. Thank you so much, everybody, for showing up. Woo! Their energy is just profound. I got goosebumps. My hair is standing on end. I love this. This is the way it's meant to be, folks. You work when you work with higher dimensional beings, you learn from them. You begin to absorb their vibrations. You become what they are, and we do that on this dimension. Our children become what we teach them, right? And that's why it's so important to become our best selves, and the best selves that I know are beings that Master Jesus and Buddha and Lao Tzu, Zarathustra, Kuan Yin, beings that have lived lifetimes and lifetimes and lifetimes. Sai Baba, amazing beings that you can learn from. You want to start reaching beyond what you know so that you can grow. I'm going to try and address a few questions, and they'll answer them if they're directed for them specifically. It's after midnight here, and I was walking, waiting for you to come on. Please let me know any information for me, as I do feel a change for me. Sophie, they're saying, if you have listened to what was said through this one, you know what you must do. These are your first steps. If you follow us in the next 3 weeks, there will be other steps for you. But to end your suffering, you must make the decision to not suffer, for starters. Secondarily, you must be willing to release it, as we have suggested. You hold on to it in your bodies, and it shows up in your world, and you think the world is what's causing your suffering, but what is causing the suffering is what you brought into your world. You must release it. Start with your own body, with this mechanism. Stop transmitting your suffering into the world by relieving it from yourself. And by the self, we refer to the physical body. This is merely the extension of you. Wow. Yes, Drusilla. Wow. Maybe you can leave a comment about that up on the wall. That's wonderful. Oh, you're welcome, Gina. Hi, Lashandra. I can't wait to see what they say about me. Please let me know. They're saying right now, everything they're saying is for you. It is for all of you. If you understand the simplicity of what we are saying, you can end your suffering very rapidly. It is just an energy, an idea, a judgment that you may release at any time. But so many of you become so attached to your pain, you think it is more real than yourself, than the one that made it. Wow. That's correct, Patricia. They're asking me to stay to 15 to 20 minutes. We want to make certain we do that. But wow, guys, the response to this is profound and incredible. Thank you so much. I'm enjoying this immensely. If you want, yes. They're saying if I want to stay on longer, I can stay on longer. But there's so many questions I want to get to too. Hi, Shikina. Hello, Bazal. Wow. Okay. The energy is so intense. Wow, the same thing keeps. I got a bunch of questions repeating and repeating and repeating. This is hilarious. Okay. But these questions were really good. I'm assuming that I'm still live because it's still counting. But the questions are just repeating and repeating and repeating. Oh, there we go. Okay, there we go. Now they've stopped repeating. Wow. Yes. Okay, there we go. Down here. There were a lot of responses. Thank you so much. Does Archangel Michael have a message on the upcoming right on it? If it will change my love life, how will it affect me? They're saying we will not deal with such issues in this format. We have come forth during these days that you may be enabled to end your suffering, and your suffering in your case might be the need for a relationship. But until you end your suffering from within, you will not find joy and peace without. They are not separate, the world around you and the world within you. Please understand this. Wow. Okay. If you can identify the emotion, how do you release it? They did say it earlier, but I'll repeat it. What they said is when you identify the emotion in a part, like, so let's say, I don't have any of that. Let's just say you had an ache in your elbow. You had a pain in your elbow. you want to, even if the pain was caused by an external event, okay? Thank you. They're saying even if the pain, you banged, you had an accident or a fall or a hurt or anything like that, the pain that's there in the body is still the result of the external environmental effect was a result of the choice to suffer. The energy of suffering was already in you. That was the external effect of it. Now you're experiencing it in your body. If it was, they're talking that's a trauma. But the truth is the emotion underlying the pain. Once you identify what that emotion is, to release it, you recognize the emotion. You breathe. You breathe in to pull the emotion out of that part. So you draw it up out of that part of the body, and exhale it out from the body. They're saying, don't worry about what will happen when you release it from your body. When you release it from your body, the energy around you knows how to transmute it naturally. Nature is a natural transmuter of energy from one state into another state naturally and organically without doing harm. And then they said to make sure you do that breath 3 times. So you breathe the 1 time, 2 times, and then 3 times. They said 4 if there's any residue left, but usually we found that 3 times is sufficient. And then you can go on to the next point. But external events, they want me to stress this for you. External events are products of your internal judgments and consciousness and choices. What you believe or do not believe. All external events in your life are this. And when you release the suffering, the fear, the anger, the guilt, and the shame from within you, then it will be relieved from around you. Wow. Thank you. I also want to say to Katya, that'll become clearer, Giovanna. How to get out. They're saying follow these steps. Just follow these steps. We are with you for 3 weeks every day. Follow these steps. You'll understand how to get off the roller coaster. The roller coaster is scary, but you must release your fear, which is a form of suffering. You must release these energies from within you. You must let them go. Fascinating. I'm going to take one more question, and we're going to call it a day, and we'll see you again at 10 tomorrow. Can you please ask for a list of medical conditions that my friend Marcus' grandmother needs to be aware of, please? They're saying we are not here for that, but you may share this message with them, for this is all she would need to understand her, all he would need to teach her. If she is open and amenable, she will learn and she will experience it much the same way as you would. I want to thank everybody for showing up today. Lessons for change. So today was all about releasing suffering from our lives, letting go of suffering. And it's, I tell you, it's ridiculously simple. And as you continue to do that, I mean, we have one of our students here, Drusilla. If you've seen her in the comments, please reach out to her, find out what she did. She learned how to let go of her suffering, and she let go of her suffering. And it's profound. It's simple once you start to experience it. That's why I think they gave us this simple process. They gave us, yes, they're saying right now, it's not meant to be complicated. This is very simple. You are a creator. You choose, you do not choose. It is that simple. It is that simple. If you want to support the work that I'm doing, bring these messages through, you can do so through my Patreon account. You can also, during these live events over the next few weeks, if you want to choose a super chat, which is the little dollar sign, water. You can choose the super chat symbol to the left of the comments box and click on that and offer a donation in any amount that you like during the lives. That would be greatly appreciated. Everything you can do helps to keep me doing what I'm doing in this dimension. Any questions or concerns that I have? Just do this, like really do this work. It's profoundly simple. It is like so simple to affect the changes. It seems that they're saying tomorrow will be on you have all the time you need. That's what tomorrow will be on. I got to write that down or I'll forget. You tell me stuff right away. I got to execute it right away. There you are. You have all the time you need is what tomorrow will be on. They're laughing because many of you will find this humorous that you do. All the time you need. Wow. So yeah, so in whatever way you can support this work, please do so. If you want to know more about what I do, if you want to book a reading with me, you can go to my website, williammichaelforbes.com, and check out what we're doing there. And for those of you that have just arrived late, and those of you that please go back over the replay of this. There's going to be a gap in it, unfortunately. I'll try and edit it out in Creator Studio afterwards. But it's really simple. I'm going to give you the Cole's notes on it right now. Simply, if you got an ache or pain in your body, don't worry about the problems you have in the world around you. Start right here, because you need to have belief in your ability to change the conditions in your life, and know you'll believe it much faster and easier when you can experience it in the immediacy of your own physical being, right? So for those of you that experience suffering in your body, this will be a really great lesson for you. Just identify a pain in your body or an ache or something that's been going on for a while in your body, and go to the underlying emotion. Like, go to the underlying emotion there and find out what that emotion is underlying the symptom you call pain. It's important. There's a difference between the pain and the emotion that's underlying it, because any manifestation has to have something giving life to it. And all emotion creates conditions and effects in material reality. They tell me that all the time. All of our emotion manifests all our conditions. So they say go the underlying emotion to any ache or pain. When you identify the emotion, it might be anger or irritation or frustration. Some of you may even get images of what it is. Some of you might see that underlying anger as an image of a scary thing. It doesn't matter what it is, but whatever that emotion is represented on there, you want to breathe, literally use your breath. They say your breath is a very powerful tool, because it asserts your power of life over your body. You can use the power of your life over the body, because you are the life of the body. You give it the life that it has now. So they say you want to use your breath and draw out that pain wherever it is in your body. Literally breathe it up out of that part of the body and exhale it out of the body and let it go. And I'll reiterate also, they state you don't have to worry. You're not going to harm anything by doing this. Nature knows how to transmute those molecules from what you call pain into something much better. It knows how to do that. You don't have to worry about that. Your only process is to learn how to release yourself from suffering. And please, when you've done that, share it in the comments section under the video when it's loaded up on YouTube. Please share or even email your comments to me or send your comments to me. I love to get feedback from you guys on what you're doing and the work we're doing, how it's impacting you. So I want to say, everybody, thank you so much for showing up today. Have a wonderful, joy-filled day, and we'll see you tomorrow on the lesson, which is you have all the time you need. You have all the time you need. I love that. Much love, everybody, and have a great, wonderful. Thank you for that donation, Drusilla. I really appreciate it. And we'll see you guys tomorrow at 10 a.m. Much love. Bye for now.